Hello, Butterfly here with Butterfly Insights, coming to you live to give you the webinar about why women get into unhealthy relationships. So there is such an intricate tapestry of human relationships that occurs in this world. And the phenomenon of individuals having so many differences, but particularly women, finding themselves in unhealthy relationships is a topic that demands understanding, and many people don't understand. So I'm here to help unravel some of that with you today. So one key factor that contributes to women that get into relationships like this is societal conditioning. From a young age, girls often are taught to prioritize the needs and the desires of others over their own, leading to a tendency to prioritize the well-being of their partners above their own. And sometimes these partners are looking for that. And so they're looking for that woman that will make them a priority. And narcissists is something that is a real big thing with. So that's why a lot of times these women in these unhealthy relationships find that their partner is a narcissist. So this title, let's see, I'm reading my notes while I'm going over this with you. This type of expectation can create a sense of obligation to stay in a relationship even when it becomes detrimental to their mental or emotional health for these women. Not only has it become a societal norm, but I have seen it in my hypnosis practice with clients who experience unhealthy relationships and the dynamics of these with their parents growing up that require this of them. Sometimes one or both parents are narcissists. Sometimes they're just not making good parental decisions for whatever reason, placing their needs above the needs of the child. I've seen this happen way too often. And they will see children, like I see this when children are asked to care for and be responsible for all of the doings of a younger sibling when they themselves are still a child and it's not their responsibility. Or the parents will use emotional manipulation on that child, or they will make that child responsible for whatever the parent is feeling in the moment. Parents put too much on their children, and this can be causing traumatic points along somebody's timeline that needs to be healed. And it can cause so many different types of problems. It could cause different types of addictions, including food addictions. It can cause just people to end up hooking up in other relationships that are similar, other relationships where they need to make somebody else's needs a priority because they're used to it and they don't even realize they're doing this. So there are a variety of past experiences and trauma that can be significant factors in why women find themselves in unhealthy relationships. Those who have experienced abuse, neglect, and other forms of trauma are more likely to seek out relationships that replicate these patterns because they're familiar with the dynamics. So even when something doesn't feel good and they don't like it, subconsciously, these women will seek out relationships that give them those feelings and those dynamics because it's what they know. What is known and familiar is very often gone after before what it is that you really want. It's a subconscious act, and it's something that we can address during hypnosis because that's where we can fix things, is in the subconscious when we use hypnosis. So that's what it's really great for. And another thing that contributes to these unhealthy situations is the fear of being alone. Along with that comes a societal stigma around being single. And there can be a fear of the ability to be financially independent after you have been financially dependent on somebody for a long time. The societal norms around being in relationships and the stigma that surrounds being single should be thrown out the window. Throw it out. There is empowerment on being on your own. Independence is strength and power to be and do everything that is you. There is a power in that. So if you're worried about the feeling of being alone, not too long after you surpass this emotion, which is just something to go through and that will pass, you will find a peace in being alone. And even through that peace, you will feel more attuned with who you are and with what's right for you. And if what's right for you is a relationship with somebody who lines up with your energy, then you will naturally attract that to you through this natural evolution of the emotions surrounding being alone. Evolving from feeling that alone feeling and fear and uncertainty to starting to feel that peace and feeling more attuned with what's good for you. That's where you start to naturally attract that healthy relationship. Now, if you feel like you may be in an unhealthy relationship, take some time, recognize all of the things that you know and are noticing that are or may be unhealthy. Write them down on a piece of paper, get out a little journal, write it all down, and then write down what it would look like to you to feel like you're in a healthy relationship. What would that look like? And maybe what it would feel like to be alone, to not have to deal with who you're dealing with. Write that down too. Write it all down. If you don't know what steps to take to release yourself from an unhealthy relationship, reach out to me. Let me know that you need some resources, and I will find them for you. I don't charge anybody for finding them resources and sharing those with them. I do that all the time, and I'm happy to do that. If you want to find a way to heal, if you're ready for an investment that will help you to heal and work through all of this and unwind your subconscious and clear these traumas so that the only space for you inside of you is to accept a healthy relationship to you and the traumas have been sorted through, so that's no longer something that's going to cause you to attract the wrong thing, we can talk about doing that too and what that would look like for you. So I want you to know that if you need to leave, if you need to get out of an unhealthy relationship and you don't know what to do, there is always a way. I will help you find the way. There is always a way. I am here to empower women, and so let's empower you together. I hope that was helpful to you today and gave you some information that you didn't otherwise have. And maybe it helps you to think about something a little bit, even if it was information that you knew. Have a wonderful day. Love and light.